Just waiting for this thing to go live. There we go. Stop, ladies and gentlemen, Ackland here, and welcome back to each and every one of you. And of course, if you're watching us over on YouTube, please remember to hit the like button and also click the link in the description down below, because it's always better when it's live. Also, I'm tired. Just got home from the gym, and my fucking chest is killing me. I am legit in pain as I'm sitting here. But no, I'm happy to be back. It's been a hell of a week. You know, it's been so much fucking Dragonflight stuff going on. So many interviews. We'll discuss some of the interviews and the stuff that came out of the interviews today, because it's not going to be the longest stream today. Tiger, how you doing, brother? It's not going to be the longest stream today because in about 3 hours, I have podcast for patrons and Twitch subs and YouTube members. So we've got about 3 hours to hang out, and then into the podcast we go. So I've got a number of things that I want to discuss before then. Maggie, how you doing? The new trinkets are poggers. Yeah, we'll be talking about the trinkets. We'll be talking about the professions. There's quite a lot that I want to cover there, Maggie. I definitely want to talk about some of that stuff. And just in general, there's so much that's good about Dragonflight. Like, I know people's immediate reaction is, oh my god, copium. The question is, at what point is what's going into it? So at what point is the output considered good enough that it is no longer copium or hopium? Right? So we could make the argument 2 months ago when all we had was one cinematic and a bunch of promises. I think you could make the argument that anyone at that point who said, oh, Dragonflight is going to be great, was high on hopium, right? They were fucking smoking that shit, chain smoking that shit. Although, Swanky Tiger, how you doing? Although, now, 2 months later, we had the cinematic and we had the promises from Blizzard, all right? So far, it seems like Blizzard is keeping every single one of the promises that they had made. Every last one of them. You know, they're talking to us so much, which is surreal. And not only that, but the things that they're saying to us is good. You know, it's not bad. I haven't heard a single thing that I can look at and be like, oh, I'm not happy with that. There's things that I look at and I'm like, oh, it could have been a little bit better. But so one of the interviews that I covered this morning, in Morgan Day's interview, he actually said what I've been saying. Well, he actually affirmed what I've been saying. Angry Cupcake, how you doing? As someone watching from the side, everything looks quite good with everything in Dragonflight. Yeah, I agree with you there. But okay, so Morgan Day was saying what I've been saying for quite some time, which is the idea behind this expansion, the idea behind the launch of the expansion is to lay the foundation. Everything in this is being designed to be future-proof, and that actually includes dragon riding. So the way they're looking at dragon riding, from what I can tell, Texo, how you doing, bro? From what I can tell, what they're doing with dragon riding is they know that dragon riding is an expansion-only system. It's designed as an expansion-only system, but in its design, they were also looking to the future and saying, okay, what if this system does move into the future? Is this possible? And so they designed it in such a way that if it does move on from Dragonflight, if dragon riding remains a thing, it is absolutely perfectly fine, and it will be able to remain a thing. So everything right now is being designed from the ground up as future-proof. They want to make what we've been asking for so long. And this is why I don't quite understand the calls of, oh my god, Hopium, oh my god, Copium, oh my god, you guys are just sucking Blizzard's dick. I don't quite understand this, because all of us, literally all of us, kept asking for evergreen content. We wanted content that you could progress through, that would always be available, that would make the game feel more whole. Now we're getting that, right? We're getting that. That's what Blizzard's whole goal is. That's what they're looking to implement in this expansion. And now people are like, nah, fuck it. Who cares? And it's kind of like, oh my god, dude. Remember that Ordinary Flying was expansion feature only in the beginning? So true. Actually, very fucking true. Danthu, how you doing, bro? So for someone like me that is only playing casually, what content is there for me to do? Since I don't raid or PvP, I still haven't seen any real content. Okay, so Ariani, the content that you said you haven't seen yet is because it's not been tested yet. So we know that there is an absolute plethora of open world content. Okay, so they're really going hard on the open world content. And what Blizzard have also said, which a lot of people sort of completely missed, Ian explained, so up until now, patch content have worked as follows. The expansion launches, the first patch, usually 3 months after the launch of the expansion, that first patch is usually a balancing patch, right? So we'll get some kind of fixing some of the classes that's broken, rebalancing things. Then about 3 months after that, we get the first real big boy expansion, right? This is the one that introduces the second raid for the expansion, and the one that introduces the whatever next feature is, okay? Then the patch after that, we get another balancing patch, and then another big patch, and then another balancing patch, another big patch, and so on and so forth. So Ian actually said this is not what they're doing this time around. So they're actually now taking a look at their patch content and saying, we don't need to introduce big patch, small patch, big patch, small patch. What if we did more patches? So instead of going 1.5 to 2.53, 3.54, what if we just fucking went straight up? So what if we said, patch 10.1 launches, and then we have 10.11, and then 10.12, and then 10.13, and then 10.14, and they just keep releasing content as and when it's ready. So Ian's idea here was that they want to do more smaller patches that introduces more content overall. So rather than just looking, you salty, how you doing, brother? Rather than just every 6 months you get new content to do, they're going to give you more content to do, although this time around it's going to be smaller pieces of content. So you can expect to see Torghast come back in one of those patches. How's your from 40 clips? Night, how you doing, brother? Welcome to the channel. Thanks for the first time chat. So that's what we have to look forward to in terms of patch content. Now, to your Mage Tower is another thing that they're looking at. Like Ian was asked by Towley, what are the chances of Mage Tower and Torghast and things like that coming back? And Ian said, not at launch, but definitely a possibility in patch content. So I think Ian and the team are going to be much more focused on casual content, the kind of stuff that you can do that doesn't give any power upgrades, but might drop mounts, might drop pets, might just be fun, which I think is good. That's fucking perfect. So Neptech, how you doing, bro? Thanks for the first time chat. Really appreciate that. I think that's brilliant. That's exactly what World of Warcraft needs right now, is more casual content. You have dragon riding, Ariani, to answer your question more directly. What do you have to do at launch? Dragon riding is going to be a huge feature at launch. I mean, the big one, and this is actually, a lot of people missed this. Professions is no longer just professions. Rate EU, thanks for the first time chat, dude. Really appreciate it. Welcome to the channel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's how it should have been from the start, but those idiots locked legendaries in it. True. Right? Fucking true. Torghast would have been such a good feature if legendaries wasn't part of it. Like, imagine if you could do Torghast just for the fun of it. Imagine if there was no weekly lockout, no bullshit, just go in there, go have fun with your friends if you want. You know, it would give Blizzard the opportunity to add more floors, make it harder, because you're not going to miss out on your legendary, so you can make it as hard as you fucking want. The big one, though, that a lot of people have missed out on is Professions is no longer just Professions. Morgan Day, in his interview with the Starting Zone, was asked about this, and they said Professions is now an end game system alongside raiding, PvP, and dungeons. So they're designing Professions to be an end game activity. You're going to go out in the world and there's going to be actual content as a crafter for you to do. There's going to be actual content as a gatherer for you to do that isn't just standing inside the city and crafting things, you know, until your fucking mouse breaks. It's going to be an actual system. Then they asked Morgan Day again about this. The Starting Zone asked Morgan Day about this again. Or they asked him to sort of double down on it. Orifera, how you doing? Saban Raven, how you doing? I'm wondering if I have to switch all my play to BS and go armor class profession. You could do that, although you don't have to, right? Because you can just put out work orders and you'll do work orders for other people. So you don't have to switch if you don't want to. I think there's a number of very interesting things that's happening here. Oh, but the other thing that asked Morgan Day that he also confirmed is that Professions will feel more like classes. So it's gonna feel like an actual class. When you're on your blacksmith, they want it to feel the same way it would feel if you're on your warlock. There's a talent tree, the talent tree gets filled out, the talent tree makes certain things better, certain things worse. Kind of like 14, but I feel like it's just a little bit less than 14 still. So I've done a lot of research on the Professions because I'm really interested in it. The one thing that it does not have is there's no rotations. So in 14, you have a rotation to craft, which is actually really cool. I don't know if that gets tedious later on in the game. So maybe like at late game, crafters hate the fact that there's an actual rotation and that you have to do the rotation in order to craft things. But I know as someone that just did a little bit of it, Omi, how you doing, brother? As someone who did a little bit of it, I enjoyed the fact that there's like an actual crafting rotation. And that rotation determines how strong the item is or how weak the item is, or, you know, you could break the item potentially if you're not careful. So I kind of like that. That's not in World of Warcraft right now, but again, this is the first iteration of the system. So there's a good chance that we're going to see this system evolve over time, and eventually it's going to become something much bigger, that's the thing that I'm looking forward to most here, is for the first time in a very long time, Blizzard isn't looking at Dragonflight as, here's Dragonflight, and nothing else exists outside of it. Blizzard is looking at Dragonflight as, here's Dragonflight. It is an expansion inside World of Warcraft. So whatever we do in Dragonflight, we need to remember that there is a world outside of Dragonflight that also exists. So we have to keep the rest of the world in mind, and we have to know that there's going to be stuff in the future. So whatever we design, it has to be future-proof. I am fucking here for this. I am so here for this, dude. You have no idea. What stops them from holding back content for a month? You know, DLC that was shipped with the game, but unlocked later. Only I suppose nothing stopped them from holding content back. If, you know, they content back. Lee, thank you so much for the primes. I really appreciate that. 5 months in a row, 11 months altogether. You fucking rock, Peter Lee. How you doing? Nice to see you this morning. I hope everything is doing good for you. I am super tired. I'm good, but I'm tired. I just got home from the gym. My chest feels like it's dying. So I'm trying to get energy back because this entire upper part here is just in fucking agony. Crim the One, how you doing, brother? It's time to be a blacksmith and do an Andre cosplay. And if someone is ordering for me something I'm just whisper to him, prithee, be careful. I don't want to see me work squandered. Tell me the one, what the fuck were you just saying there? Am I just completely misunderstanding what the hell you're saying? Are you speaking in Final Fantasy English? Because the only other time I'm that lost is whenever I'm reading Final Fantasy English. They're saying that they want to treat DF as a new starting point, basically, so it sounds great. But at the same time, they keep a lot of dumb shit from Shadowlands and BFA, like the GCD on offensive cooldowns, etc. Right, Toby, how you doing, brother? Right, D-Wolf, how you doing, bro? Did you see Tali's video about the new talents for professions? Some good info there in there. I haven't seen his video, but I did see the interview that Tali did. D-Wolf. Right, okay, so to your... I still don't understand why Blizzard thinks that the GCD is a good idea. I don't think anyone quite understands that. Let's just hope that once players get their hands on all of the classes and players have been able to test the classes, they'll give the feedback that the GCDs fucking blow ass and Blizzard can fix it. I don't have a problem with GCDs. I think GCDs create a lot of freedom in how you want to develop your classes. So I don't mind GCDs. The thing is just, I think Blizzard needs to do a much better job of communicating to the player base what it is that they're trying to do with the GCDs. So, for example, the GCD in Final Fantasy is, what, 3 fucking seconds? But because you have OGCD and GCD abilities, the GCD of 3 seconds doesn't bother anyone because you have abilities that you can weave in between, and that makes it a lot faster. That sort of negates the whole 3-second GCD. Now, I do think Blizzard needs to talk to the player base and explain to the player base, listen here, this is why we think the GCD needs to be 3 seconds. If you don't agree, tell us that you don't agree. Let us hear from you. I think the problem that I have quite often with Blizzard, and that still hasn't been solved for the most part, is Blizzard sometimes acts as if the community is too stupid to actually be spoken to. And that annoys the fuck out of me. Give me wings all the time. I will be a golden boy. Andre is the blacksmith character from Dark Souls 3. He is the one who upgrades your gear. And yeah, in DS3, everyone speaks like this. Oh, I haven't played Dark Souls, so I have no idea. I was so fucking lost. GCD have Saints and Manor that blocks particular schools of magic, and they need to revert it back to Wrath of the Lich King days. Let's see. I think Blizzard should be careful